Thank you for joining me today and wanting to learn about the CDT plates known as the Cloister, Dora, Teura plates. They play a very, very important part of our history. Enjoy. Before I go into the description of the CDT plates, I'm going to read to you from the Keytontic dictionary what signet shields are and the role they play with the CDT plate, so you can keep this in the back of your mind. Signet shields. 12 larger silver discs, of which the 12 CDT plates are part, manufactures at the same time as the CDT plates, are a technology through which the 12 primary stargates of the Universal Templar complex, which spans the dimensional fields and galaxies of dimensions 1 through 12, can be manually activated and opened. The 12 CDT plates discs are the activators for the 12 signet shields. The CDT plate signet shield protection has been commissioned to the Azurite races, the Sirius B Council of Azurline, and remains under the highest security possible. In the wrong hands, the CDT plate signet shield technology could bring universal devastation to this time matrix. The 12 signet Stargate Shields discs were given to the human Cloister race guardians of Earth over 200,000 years ago by the Mahara of Sirius B on behalf of the Elohai Elohim Emerald Covenant founders. The 12 shields are manually activation-controlled devices for Earth's 12 Stargates, which can be put into use by combining them with their corresponding Emerald Covenant CDT plates disc activators. The Wingmaker sites in New Mexico has been the storage place for the Signet Shield 6 since the device was removed from the Q sites 6 in India. And mind you, this was written in, again, 2009. At the center of the Melchizedek Cloister Emerald Order teaching lies the ancient mystery. It's known as the CDT plates. The Melchizedek Cloister Emerald Order produced a course and a program that are not speculative nor theoretical in nature. They are actual factual textbooks. Teachings are in English language translations, and they exist within a very ancient set of texts called the Maharata text. And it's indirectly related to the Indian Mahabharata writings. The 560 books of the ancient Maharata texts are the original translations of an even older set of ancient records that have survived to our present time and stored on a set of 12 digital holographic recorded discs called the Cloister Dora Teura plates, or CDT plates, and they were manufactured 246,000 years ago BC. The CDT plates in the Maharata text have been translated into written form numerous times in our ancient history and in many different countries and languages. The CDT plates are real physical objects that have been kept in the private protective custody of a specific family line of indigo children on Earth since 9,558 BC, fall of Atlantis. This family line is called the Aeoni, and who are referred to themselves as the Melchizedek Cloister Emerald Order, priests of Ur, and it's another branch of the Aeoni family called themselves the MCEO, priests of Mu, MU. The word priest originally meant guardian or steward and administrator of the spiritual wisdom. Both males and females in stewardship to the spiritual wisdom and administering this wisdom to others are referred to as priests or ministers. The MCEO has always been and will always be an egalitarian, non-hierarchical, non-gender biased spiritual service collective. There are small collectives of Aeoni descendants alive, well, and living on Earth now in various global regions who hold the knowledge and the relics of the CDT plates of pre-ancient Earth and its civilization, similar to some of the more advanced sects of Tibetan monks. especially those who rarely emerge from their hideouts in the Himalayas, and certain members of the Aoni family line have open contact and direct communication with living civilizations from other places and other times. Every once in a while, within the humanity's evolution, the Aoni are permitted to bring back the ancient teachings in their pure form, allowing for the records of the CDT plates and Maharata texts, originally translations, to be retranslated into the language of the time. The Aoni return the knowledge contained in the CDT plates records to public view when it's most needed to assist Earth's population at times when major planetary events are due to transpire. The last time written CDT plate translations took place was during the Christ period of 12 BC through 27 AD, among a group of Essenes of Aoni descent. Most of these written records were rapidly destroyed, confiscated, and intentionally altered by the corrupt political power elite of the times, as so often has happened historically with the CDT plate written translations. Since 27 AD, the Aoni priests knew that the next CDT plate translation cycle was scheduled to occur just prior to during the 2000 to 2017 AD period. A period in time when great changes in the evolutionary path of all Earth species were destined to unfold. And during that period of 2000 through 2017 AD, permission for written CDT plate translation was to be authorized by the Aoni. And that was, mind you, during the stellar activation course. CDT plate translations occur when the Aoni priests carefully select several individuals in childhood from general family lines that they know to be descendants from the Aoni. They make private contact with the child, providing years of discreet training as needed. When it is time for the CDT plate translation cycle to begin, the Aoni then offer 3 official MCEO Aoni speakers contract to 3 of their chosen trainees that have entered adulthood, and the individual is under no obligation to accept a speaker's appointment. Speakers' contracts are publication endorsements for the CDT plates and the Maharata text translations. Aoni speakers are permitted and trained to translate the information directly from the highest protected CDT plate holographic disc and from their original Maharata text written translations. Once skilled in translation, speakers are then endorsed by the MCEO Aoni priest to publicly publish MCEO CDT plate translations, and related information is provided by the Aoni priests. During many historical periods, written translations of the CDT plates were forbidden to protect the Aoni speakers and prevent planetary Templar knowledge from being confiscated and abused by corrupt political powers. And at these times, only verbal presentations of the knowledge was permitted, thus translators were called speakers. To protect the integrity and quality of the CDT plate translations, and to ensure the safekeeping of the 12 CDT plates, there are only 3 speaker contract appointments given during one translation cycle. And when translation publications arrives, the 3 speakers are eventually guided by the Aoni priests to find each other and work together, each endorsing the validity of each other's work. In the present CDT plate translation cycle, the Speaker 1 contract was finalized and initiated in 1999, and the Speaker 2 and Speaker 3 contracts were finalized and initiated in 2001. Aoni speakers know the MCEO perspective as their truth. They share this truth with others freely when possible, out of love for humanity and gratitude for personal freedom in being. That the MCEO teachings enable one to achieve the speaker's job is to give a gift, of this knowledge through dynamics of equal and reciprocal energy exchange to those who seek to knowing it and demonstrate through action and attitude the sincerity of this intention. The truths of which the speakers teach are universal and freely belong to anyone who is capable of translating this knowledge from the universal unified field. The CDT plates and the MCEO speakers provide a sacred service in that translation of the higher aspects of the unified field knowledge is exceedingly difficult from the manifest fields of creation and requires much intensive training and innate abilities of consciousness and biology. The CDT plates serve to hold the highest form. CDT plate speakers are trained to translate this knowledge into forms directly accessible to general populations. Speakers have no need to convince anyone of anything, nor are they obligated to bear the burden of proof or self-justification. The burden of proof lies always with the beholder, as within the natural dynamics of the universal law of reciprocity and the intrinsic process of creation physics. One must know a thing to be before one can see it manifest. Speakers live what they love, practice what they preach, and respectfully share what they have to give with others who feel inclined to listen with reciprocal respect. MCEO Aeoni speakers speak their truth while always representing the free will right of others to have a different opinion. The Aeoni priests of Emu of Kauai, Hawaii, the 12 CDT plates and their ancient Maharata text originally translate the tangible source from which all true contemporary MCEO works emerges. And several families of the Aeoni priests in various geographical areas presently hold the 12 CDT plates, 560 Maharata textbooks, and related relics from pre-Atlantean times under high security protection. The MCEO Inner Christos Law of One teachings, Templar sciences knowledge, and pre-ancient history records of the CDT plates teaching represent intrinsically congruent paradigm of universal understanding. Collectively, the MCEO teachings are referred to Emerald Covenant Freedom Teachings. What are the Cloister, Dora, Teura plates? They are a series of 12 pre-Atlantean holographic disc records from 246,000 BC. They are small, pale silver physical discs that contain massive tomes of practical, physical, and spiritual evolutionary advancement, sacred spiritual science teachings that are translated by the three speakers. The three CDT plate speakers are always contemporaries and work closely and cooperatively together, collectively presenting on Earth the translations to which they are commissioned over a 12-year period of time. The CDT plates are holographic recordings, storage, and transmission devices that holds massive amounts of data in encrypted electromagnetic scalar standing waveform. They were manufactured from a form of striated selenite quartz crystal organic to the density 2 planet Series B, surrounding a radioactive isotopic core encased in a hybrid metal silver alloy compound organic to Earth. They contain the full evolutionary history of life evolution in our time matrix since the last life wave was seeded 950 billion years ago, up to the present, and also future records of many various paths of evolutionary development of human and interdimensional, intergalactic, intertime races which emerge from free will choices rendered in our present space-time continuum. They are also presented to the races of our 15-dimensional time matrix by the density 5, which are the dimensions of 13 through 15, Elohai, Elohim, Emerald Order, Seraphi, Seraphim, Gold Order, and the Braharama, Amethyst Order, Melchizedek, Cloister, Bruno. the three primary founder races in our time matrix. Translation of data from the CDT plates is accomplished through initiation of specific frequency transmissions through which the disks activate to release their stored data in the chosen form of holographic, audio, visual, or digital translation. Among the numerous subjects included in the CDT plates are the Melchizedek Cloister, Law of One, Spiritual Studies. 2. Keytontic morphogenetic matter template science. 3. 15-dimensional unified field physics. 4. Primary creation mechanics. 5. Advanced Merkaba Kundalini DNA bioregenesis ascension mechanics. 6. Kathara core template healing, which is Kathara healing. 7. Planetary Templar Stargate mechanics. 8. Pre-ancient history, founders races, and angelic race evolution. 9. Higher sensory perceptions and OOB travel, that's out of body. And 10. Books of Maps and Key, the technical manual of Earth's Hall of Amente stargates and planetary Templar complex system. Many times I get emotional when I do these videos, and I never show my emotions during these videos. But today I'm going to let you see my feelings come through, because my connection to everything that I've been doing is at a really deep level. And I don't like to hide who I am. And so that is why I'm letting you feel my feelings and see and hear it. Thank you. Being both a sentient individual, manifest, and simultaneously knowing oneself as a direct, embodied expression of Christiac, God's source, is known as a state of God actualization. This state creates the experience of fully engaged non-attachment, accompanied by perpetual unconditional love, peace, spiritual and material mastery, and ecstatic joy within the manifest arena. This is called at one-ment with God. They also serve a dual purpose in relation to obtaining manual access to the 12 primary stargates of the Universal Templar Complex. The CDT plates are part of a larger apparatus that includes 12 corresponding larger silver discs called the signet shields. One CDT plate translator and speaker was a man historically known as John the Baptist between 31 BC and 34 BC. Other CDT plate speakers and leaders of the Essene Christian movement was Jeshua Melchizedek, known as Jesus in the Bible. Other translations of ancient times were dispensed through speakers born in Hindu, Chinese, Tibetan, African, Egyptian, Mayan, Incan, Celtic, Druidic, Grail lines. The CDT plate discs have been in protective custody within the Azurite Emerald Order Melchizedek Cloister Aani Priest of Earth family line since a cataclysm event that took place on Earth 208,216 BC. And before that date, they were in protective custody of the Urite human lineage. The Maharata is the ancient sacred text translation of the founder's race. The CDT plates from 246,000 BC, which originally contained the 590 volumes and over 500,000 pages of non-dogmatic, egalitarian, sacred spiritual science teachings, covering every aspect of mastering personal and cosmic reality. Before intentional editing and distortions at hand of the fallen angelics and corrupt human power elite, the teachings of every traditional religious belief system on Earth from Christianity to Buddhism and indigenous tribal oral traditions originally emerged from retranslations of the Maharata texts and the CDT plates. Thank you.